Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Boys Gone Wild. I'm here with my co-host Andrew Andrew de Kerwin.
Are you going for German or Latin?
No, that was actually more medieval. Andrew de Kerwin.
Well, you did Andrew Kerwinus.
Yeah, that was the
middle
one.
you started in a German accent.
I did German, I did Latin, I did medieval.
What you doing the utmost to fucking ruin the podcast? There's the word utmost on Horatio's t-shirt.
It was utmost.
Oh shit, that's probably something I say wrong again.
Maybe, but I thought it was
utmost.
utmost.
No, I said utmost. I just dropped the T. I don't say utmost.
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 Utmost, yeah.
It's of the utmost importance that you stop getting your testicles out at work, Andrew. It's of the
I work at home, so it isn't.
No, it's not. It's not relevant.
I've regularly got them out in meetings.
What would you use utmost in a sentence?
It's of the utmost importance for you to dye your hair. I don't know why.
You're drinking seltzers now.
Yeah, there was some in the fridge.
Do you remember how you used to treat me with my seltzers?
No.
Do you not remember?
Well,
I've been drinking seltzers for a while.
You haven't?
I have. I've been drinking seltzers for maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, I remember you bringing them up at once, but you
get quite upset about me drinking seltzers.
No, I get upset when you bang on about them. The thing is, I can just have something that not be a personality change or something that I try to push on everyone that I know. I could just have something and let it quietly go on in the background. Whereas you don't quite have that same gene.
No, but what made you start drinking seltzers? Is it the same reasons why I started drinking seltzers?
I haven't started drinking seltzers.
I don't know, because you brought up seltzers a week ago.
When?
And you often, one thing about you is you have a limited range of things you bring up, and if you bring something up, you're definitely
when you say I have a limited range of things I bring up?
For example, when you were using an example of going on holiday.
This is a hostile start to the podcast.
But when you said going on holiday, we're doing a riff about you taking work off with Hugh Edwards, and you said I didn't go
with Hugh Edwards.
When you're working for Hugh Edwards,
right? Yeah.
And you said I don't know, go to the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, he's going to the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
Because I know that. That's the only country he could hold in his head.
No, that's because I literally booked off a holiday for work to go to the Amalfi Coast, so no surprise. And it actually works in that context.
It does. And seltzers, you said seltzer for the first time. I don't think I even heard you say seltzer. So I was like,
I even said seltzers so much because I've had you in my fucking ear talking about seltzers.
They're good. I'm a seltzer guy. I wouldn't mind some Boys Gone Wild seltzers.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That goes with the brand a bit more. We're not like a lager, are we?
No,
we're not really. We think we're a cocktail, but we're not.
We're not a cocktail. We're the
actually
modern man.
A seltzer.
We're navigating the world for modern men.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had some over the weekend, and there's some left over.
Yeah,
they're very nice, and I think it's good for an after work drink. Because it's not, you feel like you're drinking water, really, aren't you?
Yes.
Just with a spice.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a nice after work drink that I'm not going to be worried about getting too drunk or a hangover. It's just going to be, a nice seltzer and go to bed.
It's true.
Such is the nature of modern fucking life.
The problem is seltzers are, tick all the boxes as being a better drink, but it is a shame because you will lose something. Because I guess the guys with a couple of seltzers, you lose something.
Yeah, but I'm drinking this, kind of by myself, really.
So that's a solo drink.
This is So
you wouldn't go down and meet the boys for a couple of seltzers.
I wouldn't be embarrassed to.
I feel you'd lose because I think beer. It's definitely more destructive on your body.
Yeah, but you're obsessed with yeast.
It makes you bloated. But
I've never met a man so obsessed with yeast, or a woman for that matter.
Yeah,
even people with yeast allergies.
No, they still go on about it. It's true.
They don't fucking shut. You don't shut up about it. That's the thing. That's your whole thing. You actually only talk about one or two things.
It's true.
You're a very fad-based person.
Yeah.
Which is seltzers and yeast.
That's my things, for sure.
So do you not eat Marmite, just quickly? Because I was talking about Marmite. Because I was saying, pound for pound, I think Marmite's my favourite taste on the planet.
You do really like it. But you like intense tastes.
I'm a rich boy.
Yeah.
With a poor man's wallet.
And that's why you eat Marmite?
Pretty much.
No.
No, I agree with not going for it. I'd have a seltzer on maybe a cheeky Sunday with the girlfriend.
So, but it's...
not on a Butch Wednesday with the lads.
Or a Butch Wednesday with the lesbians. Would you have it?
But of course, yeah.
If you're going out to hang out with
anyone who's not watching their figure too much, I want a beer with.
Yeah, because on my like Wednesday meet up with my lesbians, I'm drinking.
Where
pints.
do you do that, by the way?
I tend to do that down in like Vauxhall area.
Why Vauxhall?
Well, Vauxhall's got a gay area, but then it also sounds a bit butcher. I thought
There's something about
Vauxhall. Yeah. So
what do you end up doing every Wednesday?
We fix up cars in shops.
Yeah,
they were kind of like
everyone wearing a vest with some oil stains on it,
and it's good to catch up with the girls, you know. And then
who are far more butch than you.
Of course they are, they are. But they like having me around because I'm camp and silly, you know.
Yeah, well they're like you're their straight friend.
Exactly. And they don't like me drinking seltzers because they're like, come on, come on, look at this fucking pussy. Get a pint down, you lad. Isn't
it the case? Like if you're nursing a seltzer, sure, but if you're banging them back, then if you're going to get the same amount you can get the same amount of alcohol in.
I mean, we talked about this on the podcast before, and Mark Norman does a great stand-up bit about it. But it is like, you know, there is that trope of straight women having the gay best friend.
Straight women, yeah,
because they have similar interests.
Male gay best
friend. But it is weird that straight guys and lesbians aren't more blended. Do you know what I mean? It would be great to have lesbians in your crew, you know?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Ukraine for a minute.
Ukraine, I was like, just get them in. The vanguard.
Isn't it a thing that lesbians and straight guys get on the least out of all the groups?
It seems that way, but it shouldn't be as such, because I feel we have some similar interests, but we both like football. You know,
is that the genuine case?
We both like buzz cuts, you know, short back and sides.
Well, but we don't.
Not anymore.
Like some do.
What do you think? Do you think because of the length of the hair on the side that's getting in the way with us and lesbians?
No, it's certainly not a shared interest.
No.
For some men. Is it because it's like, you know, we're both coveting and hunting the same thing?
But isn't that the same thing with gay men and straight women?
But women don't really care about men a lot of times, you know. They're like, fuck a man. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones being chased. Whereas when we're chasing, as is typical, you know, we're fighting back other animals, and then we can't afford to add more to the table with the lesbians.
Oh, because
then it's just like game. Then there's like 10 of us shouting at one woman.
So you're saying that men feel threatened by lesbians in the sexual marketplace?
I think so. I think it's, you know, too many cooks spoil the broth, and the broth is a lovely single lady at a bar who's been spoiled by.
Yeah. Well, you're saying, so if you're going out on the town with the wolf pack, and it's you, 3 of your boys, and you got 2 lesbians winging either side. Okay. You're all wearing the same outfit.
So they're included in this wolf pack that we've created. Exactly. So there's 6 of us in total. 3 male friends. 2 lesbians.
2 lesbians. Shoot. And then you're down in the local bar and you see a fine honey at drinking a cocktail.
Yeah.
You go up to speak to her. You drop her first couple of lines. Yeah. And then you hear a cough from behind her, and suddenly, you know, Janet.
Rachel.
Is that a lesbian name for you?
Unfortunately, it is. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, but it is, and it's not because of like socially. I've never met a lesbian called Rachel, but there's something about the sound of it, the hard R and the soft ch.
Sexually, you shouldn't really have gay or straight names because that implies some sort of nominal determinism, does it not? It implies that because it's because I'm called Rachel, I might as well be gay.
I think it would come from traditionally butch names for a lesbian. Like the most masculine sounding.
Yeah, so what if you call...
And the most feminine sounding for guys.
If you call your daughter, you know...
Chad. There might be a sense of nominal determination. I think at that point you've got to do the best you can fucking do. My name's Chad, I might as well.
What level percentage chance does it make it more likely they're going to be a lesbian if you call your daughter Chad?
32.
Do you think? Because it's just...
Because you've got to lean into it. I think a lot of it is like you have to lean into it or change something.
Yeah.
If you can get your name changed.
Chadina.
Yeah. If I was called Penelope.
Yeah.
I'm sucking some dick, but I'm also like, I think there's 2 options.
If you're called
Penelope. I think you've got 2 options. You can either say, I'm going to change the name as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We knew a man who changed his name at school because he didn't like his father. And
Can we say the 2 names, or is that...
Just don't say the second name.
Yeah, fine. Because it is really funny him changing his name.
He used to be called Charlie Blauser.
Yeah, crazy
Move. Why?
It's just so similar to his actual name.
Well, don't say that. It only compromises it if you say that. It literally only compromises it if you say that.
Just don't say anything there.
Because it needs to be similar.
So Charlie B.
No, but you need the whole name. I don't know. The whole name makes it funny. Charlie Blauser, which isn't similar to the name. I've just completely fabricated that entirely. And he changed it to William Blauser. Because he didn't like his dad. The funny thing I thought, because he was like from a really well-off family, his dad was still around. I think there was just like minor differences between them.
Which is a great move.
It wasn't like, I'm changing my name.
If Bill pissed you off, would you think you could throw that over his head? You know, I'm going to Penelope.
No, right. Why?
Well, it's just like as a way of punishing your dad.
Charlie was named after his dad, so they both had the name Charlie. You just thought, I'm changing my name because you gave it to me. Well, me and your mum gave it. Yeah, but you were...
Yeah.
I've got my dad's middle name.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it doesn't work then.
I could change my middle name, but that hasn't got the same sting. Well, I've changed my middle name. To what?
But what's funny about Charlie and William is there's something funny about dramatically changing your name and then having it is just very normal name again.
Two of the most common names on the planet.
Charlie to William.
Because
I can understand if you're like a rebellious teen.
Big identity change.
I don't give a fuck anymore.
You're not my dad.
Yeah, I'm X-Wing.
Yeah, yeah. Or like just clicking sounds. But yeah, going from mundane to mundane is something that is...
I mean, I've got a very gay name. Horatio. If you're going to talk about normal determinism, Horatio is quite a gay name, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, well, it's quite... It's navy.
If it was like a gay bar and it was like... if it was like an Adam Sandler, vaguely homophobic, noughties film, and it's like the straight Wolfpack, David Spade, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, end up in a gay bar.
Kevin James in there?
Kevin James is there as well.
Okay.
It's the grown-ups crew.
Jesus, yeah. I think we missed Kev.
And they end up... They don't mean to be there. Right. They would never go there, but they've ended up in a gay bar.
Yeah.
Imagine that world, how they make that gay bar look. You know, you've never seen a more offensive a portrayal of a gay club than a gay club.
In the film?
Yeah, in an Adam Sandler film. You know, it's guys in like neon vests going,
I was going to say neon whistles,
glow
it's
sticks
all that
sort of stuff.
Tank tops, vests.
Kevin James is getting very uncomfortable.
Eurotrash.
You know. Then maybe
sweating.
There's more jokes that saying, "Oh, you probably like this, Rob Schneider," look, Rob Schneider will probably be up on the stage going,
"No, Rob Schneider will accidentally have sex with a transsexual."
Definitely. Oh no!
What did I do? Oh no! It's just such an overdone joke.
But if you met three gay guys, it would be like, "Hi, my name's Nico. My name's Horatio."
No, you're right. Only if they're in Europe. Not if they're in America.
It's Europe.
Or even
Europe.
England.
It'd be Europe. It would be Europe.
This
is a European trip. They've gone to Italy on a holiday.
Then I entirely agree.
You know,
but not in the UK or the US.
But also, Horatio wouldn't be the first gay man to introduce himself.
No.
I'd be on the sides. It'd be like, "Hi, I'm Zico. This is my friend. Hi, I'm Horatio." You know, that I'll be on the side.
Would you know? You could be the second guy they introduce. It could
that's
be like
what I mean.
They only meet three of them. There's not any more characters.
But I'm not the main
first
one.
one's like I don't know. I like Nico as the first one.
That's what I mean.
Then Horatio, then it's like Ballsucker 3000 or
something like that.
Stupidly.
My name's Camlord.
Yeah, exactly. I think. Yeah, I can see that. I don't see it as I think the reason why it might be... that's European culture. I can see that. In a Berlin club, Horatio is definitely a gay guy. In the UK, I'm not as sure.
What are these guys sounding like?
Hi, like we sound like.
No, but I mean, in this film, this is an Adam Sandler film. What's
you
a British gay club?
brought it to an Adam Sandler film. I haven't necessarily come with you on that, but I can if we need to.
That's the whole point.
Right. Well, no,
I was saying that my name is like a stereotypical gay name from a straight perspective, I guess.
Only when in Europe.
Okay.
I want to, but in the UK or in Adam, exactly. But in the UK, I guess it's posh more than anything.
Yeah.
But then I guess there's the because it's like Admiral. There's a navy thing to it.
That's true. That's it's not sounding not gay.
Yeah. Is mine anything to do with a paedophile now? You know?
A little bit.
Do you think a little bit?
For sure. Because Andrew's not a particularly young name.
No. I knew the most Andrews I know are from my grandpa's golf team.
Exactly. It's not like a Nigel where it's only old name. It's kind of vaguely split, but it's definitely not.
But it might age pretty quickly.
Now that Prince Andrew's come in.
Yeah, I guess no one's really going to call their son Andrew after that, which is something.
Have you met any younger Andrews than you?
Yeah, well, I've met some in the same year, obviously.
But you're the youngest in our year.
I am the youngest
I'm just saying, are you potentially going to be the last Andrew? Is there a chance?
Have I met a younger Andrew? No, I don't think I have.
Like the white rhinoceros, when they had to guard the white rhinoceros. That's what they're going to do with you.
Well, at least I'll be sacred in some forms. I haven't. However, I have a suspicion there are some younger Andrews out there.
I'm sure there are.
What do you do? But I guess it's quite a straight name. It's not necessarily gay.
It's not necessarily gay. I think with Horatio, I do feel it has made me camper. I feel if I was called Brom.
This isn't a fucking family therapy session, by the way.
Well, this is what I'm in therapy.
Brom.
If I was called Brom, then I'd be.
To be honest,
I'd be less
with
camp.
your family, that's not off the fucking table,
Brom?
is it? Brom, yeah.
Do you want to hear what some of my family friends are called?
Brom
this
the
is going to
Reamer.
blow your mind.
Yeah.
All right?
Wait, who? Wait.
So this is
your mum's.
This is not blood relatives. This is my mum knew them.
Yeah,
growing
family
up.
friends. Yeah,
family friends.
Mum's friends. Yeah.
Cloudy.
And with a chance of meatballs.
Yeah, that's her name. Cloudy, Moena.
Moana.
Moena.
The Disney production.
Cloudy, Moena, Ulla, Thekla.
Okay, hold on. All of this sounds like one sentence.
Yeah, these are all different.
It sounds
names.
like a sentence in a
I
different
can't talk
language.
Horatio, but
Wait,
just so you know, Cloudy, Moena, Ulla, Thekla. Yeah?
Cloudy Moena Ula Fekla.
Cloudy,
Moena Ula
Moena.
Fekla.
Ulla,
Fekla.
Thekla. Two separate names.
Cloudy Moena. Wait, Ula Fekla.
4 people. Cloudy, Moena, Ulla, Thekla.
Are there any others?
The mum's called Richenda.
Sorry, those are. Hold on. Is this all one family?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This needs context. They're all the kids.
Of Richenda.
What's the dad called? I bet it's someone like Alan.
I think it is. I think it's something like Nigel or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Nigel Richenda had Cloudy Moena.
Who just had a bit of spirituality in him.
Yeah. And they have a cousin called Titus. But
That's too. You can't do Titus. Titus is too far. You
Too
can't
far.
be like. That's like calling kids Zeus.
But I mean, I think they're quite nice names.
Go again. Just list them off.
Cloudy's a lovely name.
Cloudy is it Caludi?
Cleo. It's like the ancient spelling of it.
Oh, well, because there's like
it
Cloud,
looks like
Cloudy,
Cleed,
which is
Cloudy.
quite Romanian. Claudi.
Moena. I don't know how that's spelled. Thekla.
That's not good.
Ulla.
That's
There's something that you can rock Ulla.
wait. I don't think you can rock with Fekla. It sounds like you fecking.
Yeah, it's true. And then
Fekla sounds like you masturbate in bushes.
a Thekla.
Yeah.
What, like one's a Thekla?
Yeah,
Thekel?
a Thekla.
A Thekla.
One who
He's like-
Thekels. Then nothing good can come of
Of a
Feckling.
Thekla, yeah. And then the Richenda, I think, is the
He
worst.
plays with himself too much. Of that. Richenda. Well, that's very Black Panther.
What
Richenda.
is that? What they're called in Black Panther?
No, it's just very of that ilk.
Richenda.
Yeah.
It sounds too much like Chunda. Like
No, Richenda. Like it's quite it's quite powerful.
Richenda.
Have you seen Black Panther?
No.
Yeah. There you go. It's,
So-
it's a bit back. It's Black Panther-esque. There's a lot of ads.
So you think Richenda's quite a noble name?
It sounds noble to me. Mm-hmm. It sounds like I as soon as you say Richenda, I kind of imagined the Lion King.
Yeah.
When the lion's standing on the cliff.
Yeah,
and
it's noble.
His hair's
Richenda.
blowing in the wind.
Richenda is all I hear, though.
Yeah,
You know.
Richenda. They're not excellent.
But you know what? I think I flip and I flop.
And don't we all?
Because I think there is something to. Shouldn't we all just have mad names, really individual, unique names?
What yeah, raindrop,
You know, because drop top.
drop top, drop shot, smash serve,
No, let's do it. Rain tap.
ace in the hole.
It was raindrop.
Raindrop.
Drop tap. You know that song?
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of it goes, but that's what I'm going to call my kids. It's going to be the lyrics of that song. Raindrop, drop tap.
Yeah,
But I don't know the rest. I think, yeah, if we all had insane names, but then there is something that I feel is missed from being like just one of the 20 English names everyone has.
yeah.
You know, everyone
there's
just
a
has,
sense of community.
and it's also like when you just read stuff, you're like, oh, he's so clearly just. I now know where he's from, and doesn't mess that all
Yeah.
up. You know, because then you'll see Johns doing shit. In the
do you want
1800s.
somewhere? Right, in the 1800s.
And you'll be like, oh, I know a lot of Johns. Oh, there were still Johns about. It's quite nice being like, oh, there were still Johns about.
Yeah.
Oh, so Nigel was still popular, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to read about historical Andrews.
Exactly, because you know they've been knocking around.
kind
They've
of
been noncing for years.
Localizes
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't.
Whereas Horatio, I'm just constantly getting asked where I'm from. And I'm like, I'm from London.
Yeah.
Where are you from? And now I know how that feels.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that level of it? Because also think there's a lot of people on the planet, and you can quote me on that. But that's
Or are you going to stand by that?
I'm going to fucking stand by it. But that, you know, if we all had to have an individual, if the thing about names, the primary thing was individuality, we're going to run out of that pretty quickly.
Well,
In
or
one
you would have to push
generation.
it.
Yeah, it's a like, but it's going to go.
is there
Everyone,
not a
everyone
mid-ground?
wants rainbow and teardrop.
Everyone wants rainbow.
Everyone wants rainbow. No one wants manure. There's an only certain amount of words, and are we going to make up words? Or are we going to name
Some
them
people
after
are going to
things?
be reluctantly calling their kids manure because all the other ones have been taken.
Yeah.
It's like,
First name horse, second name manure.
are you
Third
kidding
name
me?
Kerwin. Horse
Is there
manure
nothing
Kerwin.
better? It's literally that or dog shit.
Well,
I'll take manure.
I'll take manure. Well, because you don't want to, because like, you know, there's going to be 20 raindrops to a street.
There's be no manures.
There's going to be no manures, but that will then become the individual thing, if the primary thing of individuality.
I guess if that's the
Unless we
primary
can
thing.
make up words like unclabo, unclabo Kerwin. Don't like it.
I quite like Unclabo.
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 Unclabo Kerwin. By the way, it sounds like bungalow.
I guess you have there's no something that I always like is an English name followed by a kitchen appliance. That's always
Yeah,
there's a
Neville
comedian
Kettle.
called Nigel Kettle is
Nigel Kettle.
someone I know. You know, Brian Toaster is
I was about to say Paul Toaster.
you know, William Fridge. It is
Pete Oven. Paul Blender. Timmy Microwave. Jared Bread Knife. Tom Prong.
Gavin Ladle.
Kevin Ladle. That's good. Jimmy Whisk.
Yeah, Jimmy Whisk. Jimmy Whisk is a
Jimmy Whisk is
slippery
quite cool.
bugger.
Yeah,
I like Jimmy Whisk.
Yeah. He's a real knave. He's kind of out. He's out there really wheeling and dealing. He's a guy who sells. He's got one of those big coats with pocket watches.
That's Jimmy. Yeah.
Watches in them.
Nigel Kettle's not
All
the
of them are
sharpest
male
guy.
names. Do you think it would work for a female name? Let's try it out. Kathy Toaster.
No, it's not as funny. Lucy Fridge.
That's funny. That's funny. Lucy Fridge. I like that.
Claire Mitt.
I want to do new Claire Mitt. Claire,
Like oven
yeah,
mitt.
oven mitt.
No, but this could be
Maybe.
anything.
We don't want to redo the appliances. That's the thing.
Claire Sink.
Claire. Well, that is a name. Sink is a second name.
Yeah.
Stuart Sink is a golfer.
Stuart Sink.
Yeah,
It's funny. That's funny.
it is.
It makes me
I think
laugh.
it's with a C, maybe.
Linda. Bobby Cabinet.
Bobby Cabinet. I like that.
What's Bobby Cabinet like?
Bobby. Sorry, I'm still trying. I've been thinking about Linda something for ages, but I can't think of a fucking appliance anymore. Linda Spatula.
That's good. That's
But
good.
it's not as funny as like Danny Spatula for some reason.
Because Danny Spatcher's up to no good.
Yeah. No, but he could be a character in Grease.
What, Danny Spatcher? What, with the slip
Leather
back?
jacket. Maybe he's a character in Grease but lives in the
Yeah.
modern reality.
Yeah. So this weekend it was BB's birthday, and for her birthday we went out we went out for a pastry, and then we went out to get a massage.
You know how to treat a woman right, don't you?
Yeah.
Pastry and massage.
That's it. You know,
Yeah.
fill your stomach.
Yeah, and then let's
And
go
then
and
have
sit in a hot
someone
room.
So, well, she wanted to go to
Yeah.
have a quick massage because both of our backs hurt, to be honest.
Oh,
And so we went to one of those Chinese apothecaries. Your neck clicked as I said that.
Yeah, that's cool, wasn't
How
it? I think, wow, that
how
was...
relevant, how powerful, what a powerful message. We went to one of those. You see in Soho, there's loads of massage parlours, right? The Chinese ones. You must pass them.
Yeah, I just see massage parlours, though. I don't see them.
Well, you don't see it.
I don't
even
see
though
them. No,
you only
no.
say traditional Chinese medicine.
No, sir, not for me. No, thanks. Just see massage parlour. Indiscriminate massage
Exactly,
parlour.
that's what you say.
Yeah, just grey. I'm colourblind.
Yeah, going into one, it did feel like, you know, if someone snapped me going in, it'd be hard to defend that I wasn't seeing a prostitute.
As in on Snapchat.
If someone took a photo of me
Right.
like at a
Okay.
stakeout, and there was
Yeah,
like
long lens,
long lens, printed them
car
off, and
half,
said,
window down.
if there was like an article saying comedian Horatio Gould
uses indiscriminate.
no, it'd
Massage
be,
parlour.
goes to brothel in Soho,
Yeah.
and has me going into a Chinese massage parlour.
Yeah.
I couldn't then come out and say it wasn't a brothel because I'm immediately guilty. Because I can't defend myself.
Yeah, you can.
But do you know what I mean?
No.
Seeing a man go in there
With his girlfriend.
If she's wasn't in the picture. All right.
Okay, so now we're just making shit up. We just got to make up a story.
Well, you know, the photo could be that she'd walked in already, and then I'm walking in.
Did she, or did you walk in together?
No, she walked in before me.
Just by a second.
Yeah. So I'm there. Photo of me.
Yeah.
I feel it'd be very tough for me to convince anyone I was getting a massage.
I would run with you usually. I just don't think it is.
If the framing's right. If the article
showing you going in.
No, if the article says comedian goes to brothel.
I think
comedian says he was just getting a massage, and I'd be like, I would read that and be like, he's clearly getting.
Yeah, but you don't have any critical thought.
Nuts.
You don't have any critical thought. It's always just, it's like read it in and let it bloat that stomach with false information.
So it was a half an hour.
Whereas I'm not really sure that because if it's, loads of people get massages on the reg.
When was the last time you had a massage?
Not me, because I hate them.
Yeah.
I quite famously hate them. I don't get it.
When was the last time you had one?
Maybe when I got my sports massage when I was in year.
Really?
I hate massages.
Yeah.
I've never liked them.
Well, so
Adam got one a few months ago though.
Yeah, of course.
Women get them.
So women and Adam get massages.
Yeah, but they're the same thing. We've been through that. They're not two separate groups.
So I definitely, as I've talked about, I really find it uncomfortable, a spa massage. I've got a couple of times because my sister
What's the difference?
and my dad are both into them.
Spa versus what?
So spa versus, well, there's three. There's sports, there's Chinese.
Which make you throw up.
And there's spa.
What's this Chinese one?
So sports is obviously, it's probably the ideal one. That's the one I'd want most. That's the one I feel most comfortable at.
No.
Because
you'll throw up.
But it feels like it's the least, it's the least kind of luxurious.
Intimate.
Yeah. So like the spa one, what I struggle with the spa one is that they sort of play the music, they pump in it's all like the lights all like, ooh, relax and
it's the intimacy.
Yeah. And then what I really struggle with, but I can't do is the white robe. I feel so humiliated in the white robe.
Right.
And so like, especially if you're in like a hotel and you have to go to the spa, I'm never more vulnerable than if I'm like going from my hotel room to the spa and then I'm walking along.
They have to go all the way in the robe all the way?
Often.
From a hotel room to a spa?
Yeah, in a spa hotel, yeah.
In a spa hotel, but isn't everyone in robes?
No.
Surely in a normal hotel that also has a spa, they're giving you somewhere to change. You're not walking down to reception being like, where's the spa in your robe?
Not reception, but you can go straight down from your room to spas sometimes.
Right.
And
it seems mental to me.
I think that's...
But surely this wasn't was this a hotel?
This wasn't.
Right.
I'm just running through my history with massages.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly scared of a terrorist attack happening. I just can't deal with that.
Yeah. Or any emergency that requires
fire or anything like that. I'm just scared.
Are you again that you're going to be papped?
Yeah, well, also the idea that if there was a terrorist attack, and not only is very icky to be seen running away from a terrorist attack in a robe, and then I die, and then it's like people would be obviously like, it's obviously sad that I died, but it's also low down. You've lost a lot of respect for me because you've seen me running out of a spa hotel.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't die in a robe.
But it's also it's almost like I'm asking for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you weren't prepared.
Yeah, and it's also like everything that's going on
Why
in the
are
world.
you so relaxed?
Yeah, and also...
There's a war going on.
They got me on my blind spot. This is why you, as a man, you can never relax because you never know when you're going to be attacked by terrorists.
That's true.
So I hated that sort of stuff. But what I liked about the Chinese massage is that it's similar to Chinese waiters,
Here we go.
Rude.
We're getting into some fucking choppy waters there.
Which I like. I like the bluntness, very direct people.
Right.
And it takes away any shame or embarrassment I had. Like, I mean, she made me strip down to my pants, and normally I'd be incredibly embarrassed, but I was only slightly embarrassed because it was so straightforward and direct and obvious to her, and she was so rude and violent with me.
Yeah.
That I was like, this is great. I can actually view this more as that I'm being assaulted.
You've got some issues.
So it doesn't make me feel like I'm like...
You prefer to be shouted at by an angry stranger rather than have any ounce of tenderness.
Yeah. I think the tenderness from a stranger, I'm like, this is... But then if she's like, taken her day out on my back, I'm like, this feels more...
100% got issues.
This feels more...
reeking of childhood. You are stinking of childhood trauma right now. I agree, but I know I'm fucked up.
Yeah, so you agree with me?
Absolutely, I completely agree. Whenever it gets a bit, I think
because it feels like it's not like this. It's not a dilly. You're not dilly dallying.
It's not a dilly-dally dolly.
It's not a dalliance.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
When it feels like... Do you know what I felt like? I felt like an important athlete who they're trying to save my back or something.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
you've got to fantasize this whole situation in order to enjoy a massage.
Yeah. As opposed
How long was it, by the way?
As opposed to some sort of like, you know...
Does this feel good?
As opposed
Is this
to,
a good amount of pressure for you, sir?
Or like Augustus Gloop being, you know, just kind of
How's that
suspended
relevant?
in my own jelly or something.
What?
Well, I just, instead of like a sort of a greedy, portly prince who's
Right.
being sort of,
Right,
you know,
okay.
lathered up.
Oh no, so is it the...
As opposed to having like, you know, having like...
So it's the decadence of it is your
I feel
issue.
like Jabba the Hutt when I'm being massaged for some reason.
Right.
You know, and it's definitely the decadence. And it's the feeling of like, you know, you often get this with people, you know, if there's waiters or anything, if they're too nice to you, sometimes you feel like
Well, no,
the fact
I
that
have-
they don't like you deep down, maybe.
But that's different for like when I don't like it when you go to a really posh restaurant and you can't like it feels weird to call the waiter mate or something. That's what I don't like. When it's the waiter is, when you go to that kind of slightly higher upper echelon of
You're right,
restaurant.
mate. You can't say that.
When it's like they're kind of, when it's almost like they're being house servants back in the 19th century.
Yeah.
When it is very formal and it's not like, you know, you can't have a back and forth at all.
Yes,
That's
true.
what I don't like.
And you want that with your massager.
There's a
right,
difference
mate.
between like get your fucking pants off and maybe just, well, could you not? Yeah, I get, but you could have that with a masseuse who's, you know, not angry at you. Could you?
Yeah, I guess so. But it certainly relieved a lot of my tensions and embarrassment because I felt like even if there was a terrorist attack and I had to run out my pants,
Again, a lot of it's revolving around terrorist attacks.
I could be
This
like,
is something
you know,
you should be talking to a therapist about.
out of the frying pan into the fire.
How long? Wait, did you say 2 hours?
Only half an hour.
Oh, thank
So it
God
was a
for
quick
that.
one.
Do they? So what kind of?
Very painful, but it was good. It was a good pain. And
Did you feel relaxed after?
yeah, it was good. But then she did a good job. We had a nice rapport. But then she did, and it was almost like old school. She extorted money out of me in a way that I haven't really seen before. She said, "Do you like massage?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Tip?" And I said, "Oh, okay." Even though it was cost £35 for half an hour, and so I felt like, you know,
I feel like you tip your masseuse though. Is that? I feel
no,
like that's
BB
the thing.
didn't. She didn't even get asked to tip.
Why are we saying what was BB no standards?
Exactly, but she extorted this tip out of me, and
How much?
So I only had 20s, so I wanted to pay £5. And like, that's like what? Like that's like a normal waiter's
Yeah.
percentage wise. And then so
7%.
she tried to give me £5 and change.
It's not 7%.
She was trying to take £15, and then she's like, I don't really have anything else, so she gave me like £3 coins. She managed to extort £12 out of me.
So you paid £47 for the massage
Furious, absolutely livid.
for half an hour.
Cost of living.
For half an hour massage.
Crazy.
Well, if you can't be complaining about
but she
cost of
called my
living if you're
bluff.
out there getting a massage in Soho anyway.
It's true. No, but that's what I mean. It wasn't a luxury massage. It was an important massage because I was an athlete. That's how I felt.
Right,
It didn't
yeah.
feel like a...
You're operating on so many different planes of reality and pure contrived fantasy that it's hard to
in
hard
my
to keep
head,
up
I was
with.
like, if they don't fix my back, people are going to lose a lot of money, you know, or like
Yeah.
people are going to die.
the team's riding on it.
It's like, there's a lot of people invested in
Yeah.
my back being in the best shape
There's the
possible.
coach, there's the team, there's the fans.
And you can't
there's
say that
there's
this
the money.
is some sort of luxury dalliance because, you know,
It's more
other
like-
people's livelihoods are at stake.
It's more like giving a car an MOT, but like a sports car an MOT.
You know,
It's
for
like
this
giving a
podcast,
Bentley an
my
MOT.
back needs to be in tip-top shape.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got literally
Everyone can
thousands
notice.
of people.
Literally thousands.
Literally
depending
thousands on people.
on this every week.
Yeah, exactly.
And if your back's slightly out of whack, then you can't talk.
If my back's out of whack,
It would be funny if your back got so
Everyone's
bad that you had
week's
to do
out
it
week.
like lying down. I always think I would always like to see a podcast where there's one of them standing and sitting.
one standing, one
One
standing.
standing.
Yeah.
Well, just even if one's sitting and one's lying down, I
Yeah.
think that's the funniest for me.
What do you think about?
Because you remember I was really hungover. I did one from the floor for a bit.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah,
Because Sean cancelled.
yeah.
So I had to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Sean was meant to come on it.
And then you had to come in
So
last
I
moment.
was like, great, I'll have the night off. Got
Yeah.
really drunk, and then he cancelled last minute. So I
Yeah.
had to do the podcast very hungover. I'm
Yeah.
not sure when that was, but it was funny.
What about a podcast? You know, like those revolving targets that in Wolf of Wall Street they'd strap little people to.
Yes.
Have that with both of us, but so one's facing this way, one's facing the other way, and
Are we-
it's spinning, and we're having a podcast. Like that.
Spinning.
Yeah.
We wouldn't take long for us to throw up.
But yeah, I wonder if you could.
Are they throwing knives?
What would be
and
a
stuff
great? If we have really highly trained people doing
in like KPMG, the offices of PwC, just for our equivalent of the Wolf of Wall Street, just chucking it. I hate knife acts.
Not into them.
It could even be my gripe of the week, even though I had a gripe. I can't remember what it is. Even though I haven't seen them.
Yeah. I
don't like it. It's always a mean man with a beard throwing knives at a beautiful lady who's spinning around. And I'm like, it's not when they miss, it's not joy, it's just like a sense of relief. But I'm so annoyed that they've put me into that situation.
Yeah.
And people fucking look, shit can go wrong.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you are at throwing knives. For my entertainment, you should never strap a lady into
a stranger.
What?
Or is she the beautiful assistant, or is she a stranger?
She hasn't been called up from the crowd.
Okay.
Sometimes they do though.
Yeah.
I could more fuck with that for some reason.
Because it's like, fucking hell, guys, fair play.
Yeah, then it's like, we've all got nuts here. That's a show. No, but do you like Daredevil shit on stage? I'm thinking like...
I'm not for it. Fire eating
remember that
could
fire
not be
eater
asked.
who just spat
Blowing
out?
fire. Oh, yeah. In Leicester Square.
Yeah, and they went, hey. No, I don't... I mean, I guess
fire,
I haven't seen
not
much...
for me.
I haven't seen much live stuff of that. But I think I've seen a bit. I guess it doesn't translate as well on TV.
You wouldn't want someone to be like a sort of student of that game. You wouldn't want someone to be like have a sort of encyclopedic knowledge of the ins and out of like that scene.
There's few things that I'd stop my children from doing because they loved it.
Yeah.
If my son wanted to be a knife thrower, I'd tell him he's a fucking bitch.
List, but
it's a small list, but that's on it. I want to throw knives at women for a living. No, you don't, son. You need to go to a fucking home right now. An old people's home. You're already 70.
I've told you this once, and I won't do this again. In this house.
No, yeah, so I guess that's a gripe.
Yeah.
When they just like pop, they start with balloons.
Are there people who are like, this guy's amazing, this guy's great, you absolutely love this guy?
People who know the scene.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like, this guy, he's fallen off, it's been a bad 5 years. Like other people who just, in comedy, you'll meet fans who just, go to comedy for like 10, 15 years, they've been to all these shows. Do you have that with just like knife throwers? This guy's incredible. Or is it less? Or is it only people passing by? Or is it an art form that's seemingly built on an audience that is only ever there for less than 10 minutes?
So I think you have less of those consistent fans than Magic, but it's not far off.
Yes.
Because Magic,
you could definitely see people who are into it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, and there's
Magic
more,
heads.
And I can name Houdini, Dynamo, and the other
Mission
one.
Impossible, yeah.
And
David Blaine. I
can name them comfortably, might I add.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't, I forgot the third one.
But knife throwers, we don't have that. What is the? I guess the Cirque. You can be into Cirque.
I used to go to Cirque du Soleil like fucking all the time. My parents were oddly obsessed with it.
Was it good?
I think it was like our Christmas present that we go to Cirque du Soleil.
Was that all you got?
No.
So I thought your only present was being forced to go to Cirque du Soleil.
Which, that's quite an expensive thing. You'd be like, why don't you just...
Merry Christmas, you'll go to Cirque du Soleil.
No, I just think it was over Christmas. But yeah, I'd often find myself at Cirque du Soleil for my sins. It's obviously, it's impressive.
What does Soleil mean?
Sun, doesn't it?
Oh.
Soleil, I think? Yeah, sun.
Circus of the Sun. Was it for you?
No.
No?
I remember, again, I liked the juggler. I like the juggler, and there was he had like 20 balls on the go. That's when you're like, fair play, mate. Yeah. But all this trapeze shit, and I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be relieved that you don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel when they're swallowing knives and shit. I'm like, this is making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't like that. I don't want you to die because you'll be dead. I'll have to live with that.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll have to live with seeing you swallow a knife and then bleed out guilt. Slowly. Yeah, being like, I paid for that.
Yeah, as if
I've encouraged this. I've gone, swallow the knife, you fucking dickhead. And then he dies. Yeah. How am I going to feel? It's a selfish thing to do, throwing knives at women.
There was a legendary story from the open mic that happened about maybe 4 or 5 years ago at one of the shittest open mics in London. There's basically these classic open mics which are just bringer gigs for the bottom level, run by promoters who hold on to that power as gatekeepers and just forever stay as these sort of quite egomaniacs who run the shittest open mics in London.
Sounds lovely.
And one of the guys who ran this night had this magic act. Yeah, so it was half magic, half comedy. and he was doing this one. He'd done a couple of jokes, but his act would end with like a big magic piece. And
sincere magic piece,
sort of, but it's and then this is how comedy magic normally works anyway.
So it is comedy.
You do silly comedy, silly magic, silly magic, wow magic as a way of that's kind of the structure of it.
Yeah.
And so his wow magic was he did that Darren Brown thing, which when you get all the polystyrene cups with a knife under one.
Yeah, and smack them
and
down.
then you move them around like that. Yeah. So he's doing this as the final thing.
Yeah.
And I still think about this because it's kind of like. It's sort of comedically, it doesn't get better than this.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, you know what he's doing, and then he says, and he had someone else move it around, and he said, like, watch this. Goes like that, bang, knife straight through his hand.
First one,
brilliant, bang.
Could it be better?
I mean, it doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better than that.
And then the night has to stop, obviously, and he has to be taken to the hospital.
Imagine being in the crowd.
I mean, it's a
story. It's a story you never stop telling.
There's nothing better than that.
It's a story you never stop telling, and it would be the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life.
For the kind of comedy I'm into,
especially if it's not if he's bombing a bit.
Yeah. Like, I definitely, a lot of our sense of humour is male embarrassment, I feel. And I do feel...
It's the scream that would be hilarious.
It doesn't really get better than the sort of showmanship and the cockiness of getting the cups with the knife. And me, like, say, yeah, come on, move them around, doing all the stuff.
Do what you want.
And then just go like...
It's kind of like the...
the cockiness.
Showing the hand.
Showing the hand.
And then for a minute... for a minute, the crowd's going to be like, "Is this part of the act?" They would think, "Is this part of the act?"
Yeah, definitely.
But then and then it would be the slow realization, like, "Oh no, he's actually just fucking." He's nice.
Because you never see a magic trick go wrong, really.
Yeah,
I've never seen one go wrong.
I haven't seen enough magic tricks.
It's true.
If I'd seen one magic trick,
is this your card? No,
it wasn't.
Fuck.
If I'd seen one magic trick gone wrong, then magic would be fucking pathetic. I've seen a friend do a magic trick wrong.
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen many friends do magic tricks right.
Professional magician.
How many magicians have you seen?
Well, in Edinburgh, you run into magicians, wizards, poets,
Yeah, but did you go to their shows?
I went to one magic show, I think, there.
I haven't.
And then Dynamo did table magic for me.
Yeah.
So I've seen him do magic.
I haven't seen it in...
but I do think I think there is something deeply hilarious about a magician getting a trick wrong.
Well, it's kind of like the plays that go wrong,
A magician's, you think this could be a West End hit?
I think one of the, they did something.
Just is that your card? No, is to me so funny.
Yeah.
But also, is that your card?
It's the length of time that it takes them to do it as well. It's the slow build up for the payoff, and the payoff is to be amazed.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's all riding on you getting it right. If you get it wrong, everything that's happened in the last 5 minutes has been for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just a hard no. It just dissipates all the energy in the room, all the anticipation, all the amazement is gone.
I mean, there's a lot of trust because you have that audience member, and it's them who know what the card is, but they could just lie.
True.
And it just completely cuts the legs out of you before. Because what you meant to do, you can't be like, no, it is.
Well, no, I know it is.
I know
and
it
then
is.
say why, and then ruin all the tricks. Yeah.
No, it's generally not. No, it was the three of clubs.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I think the trick is to magic, if I might say so.
Yeah.
Is to amaze them so much that they can't help but react to it.
It's true.
So like, they're so enthralled by like, how did you do it?
Yeah.
I wish there were more magicians out there revealing the tricks. There's one guy in TikTok who reveals it, and I fucking love him for it.
It's true.
Who cares? I guess because everyone's like, don't reveal the tricks of the magicians, otherwise magic won't be relevant anymore.
Don't care.
Newsflash. It's not relevant now. Let's have some fun with it. And there's a show that I was like, this is gonna exactly. That I thought this is it. Finally, someone's listening to me. Put it on my lunch break. I was like, let's do it. Let's dive into some fucking magic tricks. And so for people that don't know, it's like,
so you don't give a fuck about magic, but you do want to know the tricks.
Yeah, because when I see it, I'm like, yeah, but how do you? Oh, that's pretty fucking nuts. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, that is nuts. And the solution is never nuts, which is the whole thing about magic. But so Penn and Teller, who are famous magicians if you don't know, but they've recently had a show, and it was like, I think it was called Fool Us with Penn and Teller.
It's a doozy of a premise, to be fair.
Doozy of a premise, terrible execution.
Is it? Is it not a good show?
No, and the reason why it's like, is bad because you go in thinking we'll find out how some tricks are done in some ways, but at least so a guy or girl goes up and goes, goes up and goes blah 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 blah. Is that your card? Yes, it was. And everyone goes, and then Penn and Teller go. And then they go, no, you didn't fool us. We know how you did it. And then the magician goes, oh, okay. And then the next one comes on. You don't find out how he did it.
But how does the magician know that they know?
Because they'll discuss it in
secret.
Whisper in the ear and he'll go, yeah. And then we're all just like, we're not going to find out, are we? Bring on the next one. Let's see if they can whisper into their ear and know if whether they fucking did it. The whole thing's a bit like a magic trick.
Yeah.
It's a great idea if they were allowed to say the ones, the ones that they did know, they said, they went, you did it like this. But they do shit like they use terms. They just, was it maybe a MacGuffin followed by a triple fucking card lock flip or some bullshit?
So they do say it?
No, they don't really. They said, is it part of, they're very vague about it. But they'll only say stuff that it will be obvious to, but they've just got a term. That's true. Another gripe of the week. Penn and Tellers fool us.
Yeah.
You fooled me by getting me to watch 10 minutes of it.
Yeah. You do understand though, because it does all fall apart if they reveal the tricks, doesn't it?
I know, but there's nothing to fall apart.
Exactly. So what you're saying is, let's blow it up and sift through the wreckage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have like a year of fun with it.
And then the art form's
if you
gone
went
forever.
on, then the art form's gone forever. But that's fine. No, but it's also like, surely you have to invent new tricks. You know, like that's what the best magicians do.
Is that what you
I did have a day of watching just.
You did have your day of magic.
I did have my day of magic. I spoke about it on the podcast. But like the reason David Blaine is the only relevant magician, right? Am I crazy in saying that?
Okay. I mean, the Magician Impossible would have some words to say about that, but you know, everyone has their own opinion.
The reason why he's the best in the game is because why are we talking about fucking magic? His persona, he comes off as if he's like the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
But maybe he's the devil. He's got that thing about him that's like, I have powers and you should be afraid of me.
But he's an illusionist, technically, isn't he?
He does some hecking. He does some hecking magic.
Does do some
Back in the day, he's doing street magic.
I like his performance style as well. I like how ripped he is.
Yeah.
I like how chunky he is because it takes away. Because you don't want to. Is that your card?
That's magician.
You know what I mean?
You've just described Magician Impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But he does it. But his best friend's his granddad.
So he like tugs on the heartstrings.
Exactly. He got me. I'm
Danimal, Magician Impossible, and my best friend's my granddad.
Can you like just do the card tricks, mate? I don't want to hear about
growing up in a rough northern town.
I don't want the
it's true.
Economics about it. Just like, is this my card?
Before Mikey show you a card, I'll tell you my story. No dynamo.
No. Growing up in Bolton.
I got bullied at school because I did so much magic. The only person who didn't bully was my granddad.
And now I've got colitis.
Could you just too far?
Too far. Because he's a close personal friend of mine, so. Dynamo the Magician Impossible. So controversy this week. Matty Healy got into would you describe it as hot water?
Yeah. I at first I thought it would be tepid, but now I think it's pretty hot.
Yeah. So Matty Healy, who
he's also got himself into a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, he's really got himself into a bit of a pickle, but kind of he's purposely constantly trying to get himself into pickles.
Yeah.
Do you find that?
Yeah.
But
do you think
he's in a weird? He's a kind of a weird. He's interested in these sort of the new musicians that are coming through who do like kind of like shitty music, but then have like aggressive offstage personas that don't quite match. So like we've got Lewis Capaldi, who's very funny and self-aware, and then he puts up a mic and he'll sing the wettest song ever written.
Yeah.
And then you have Matty Healy, who's acting like he's like Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
And then he's like going, nobody knows, you pity queen. So it's like we're reaching a weird point in the culture where I guess we always need the characters, but it's weird that to make money, they still have to pump out.
Well, no, but they like that shit.
Who likes that shit?
Matty Healy likes his songs.
Does he?
Of course he does. They're like not, shit. A lot of people like the 1975. They're not for me.
But they're like teenage girls is the main core demographic of 1975. You know?
Yeah, I've just come across quite a lot of guys liking them.
Yeah.
Just a few, just like kind of loosely bopping to them. Like,
in my petticoat.
Well, they're not all like that fucking thing. Because that song's ridiculous. I think, is it called Chocolate?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it tastes like chocolate.
Charm. And then you can't know. So then I think if I was, I don't know what it is, but the Prime Minister
Of Great Britain.
No, of, where was he?
Oh, Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
And this fucking dickhead.
Hi, no.
No, not even in
It's like, you can't tell me what to do.
No, he's like this. Shh, guys, stop. Let's all listen. Please, Matt, tell us more about what we should change.
You're clearly...
Stop this gay rights abuse.
Everything needs change.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he was banned, or he might have even... Who knows if he was kicked out.
Well, so he the way he talks about himself is as this kind of like performance artist celebrity. And so that he's constantly just trying to do weird stuff. And I do like people to shake things up. And I think even people who hate them...
I always like his trousers.
Even people who hate people like Matty Healy, to a certain extent Kanye, they don't mind... They enjoy hating it, and they like having the conversation.
And the drama.
You know, and if we didn't have anyone doing that, it would be quite a... If everyone was a solid bloke, just nice.
Yeah.
Everyone was just nice.
Yeah, it would be
kind of
hellish.
It would be tedious.
Then nobody would be.
If everything's in bold,
That's all we've got time for. Thank you very much.
Well, we've still got a bit more time.
Yeah, no, it's just a...
But no,
fake
that is all
ending.
we got time for, so...
Yeah. No, we actually have time.
We do have time.
When will we end? In about 5 minutes.
Yes. So he recently got into hot water because he went on the Adam Friedland show. You saw about this, right?
Was that when he was talking about fucking like...
Which was a fascinating thing, which is when he went on the Adam Friedland show, which came from Cumtown, where the whole shtick
Which
of
is a
that
podcast, not a place.
Yes.
I've looked.
Well, when I brought Cumtown, he was like,
I was like, I'd never
can you
been."
excuse me for a moment?
And if I found it, you would have just seen me run out the door.
What, Cumtown, Pennsylvania?
I would have been on the first flight there. Drench me in it. But please continue.
Well, Cumtown and Adam Friedland's show, the whole shtick of that podcast was sort of incredibly post-ironic, incredibly removed.
Yeah.
Let's just say the funniest things we could say possibly
Yeah.
with no real
What,
care.
like poop and farts?
Poop and farts.
With no
Well, it's
care.
called Cumtown.
We don't have that kind of
I
bravery.
mean, we would call this Poop Town.
It would only be about poop. Unfortunately. Please go on.
And then Adam
Yours would be a bit different.
Yeah, it's true.
Just go on.
And so then Matty Healy, who's obviously constantly trying to be cool and different, chooses this kind of alt podcast to have an interview on, even though he's like a pop star for teenage girls, you know.
Well, that could be can be good. That's quite a cool move.
Yeah. And then on there, was a fan of Cumtown, so they're just having a Cumtown style riff. And obviously, two worlds collided, which are never meant to touch. Two corners of the
Cum and
internet.
Matty Healy.
Well, the Cumtown boys, the Cum boys,
yeah.
and the sort of Taylor Swift-esque teenage girl fans who like Matty Healy.
Yeah. He's dating Taylor Swift, isn't he?
I think they just broke up. I don't know if it was to do with this, but he was briefly.
Yeah.
So they were making jokes that are not that bad considering what they normally do. But without context, these are girls who've never heard anything like this in their life. So it's literally they hear that, be like,
Wait, what girl? What girl?
was it? So
Wait,
they
whoa,
called
what girls? What girls?
the Matty Healy fans.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The swathes of
But
screaming.
they hear it, because he's known for doing this on stage, so it's not like a shock.
Yes and no, but he wasn't getting cancelled for the stuff he was doing on stage. And then he went on this podcast.
Because they're actually quite liberal and progressive.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Things
But then he went on
aren't
this podcast, and one of the hosts, called Ice Spice Eskimo Spice,
right,
which was a slur that we found
We've
out.
been told.
Yeah, we're just not big enough to get cancelled yet. So
yeah, it's true.
So that was a problem, and then I think they did some Japanese accents. And then the Japanese pop star at Glastonbury was like, "Fuck Matty Healy, make a racist comment."
I saw that.
And everyone was like, "Yeah."
So wait, what? I saw that, and I wondered what that was
Nish
about.
Kumar went on his podcast, being like how brave and powerful she was.
What did
found it all
wait? So
very
that's why
tedious.
she was pissed off.
Yeah.
Because Adam Friedland did a Japanese accent. Surely there was more.
Matty Healy.
Matty Healy did a Japanese accent.
Or is Matty Healy just laughing along while they did it?
But surely it's more than just a Japanese accent.
No.
And that was enough for her to stand up at Glastonbury and say, fuck Matty Healy.
I don't know what specifically it was, but it was so tame because they do it every
that
week.
Always gets us every time. It's detail, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
they
the
just can't stand it.
detail
But she
in the
heard a
story.
12-second clip, and then she was just standing up screaming about Matty Healy.
Well, I saw that, and she looked like she was. It looked like she was the angriest woman on the world. I've never seen her she looked like
the angriest woman in the world. I'd watch that show.
yeah.
Would you go to watch that instead of knife throwing?
Yeah, I would.
the
I think that's
angriest
got
woman-
more substance
The
behind it.
angriest woman in the world.
Well,
And she'd be
it's
quite
just-
stressful.
just the fury. Wasn't she like almost trembling with anger?
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
And it's just like when people do that, when they get so fucking, it's like just don't get angry at it.
Yeah.
That's not. It's not that bad.
It wasn't deep at all. It wasn't.
It's
deep
not
at all.
deep.
But it was just a misunderstanding. What was interesting about that as a moment, it was just a complete misunderstanding of a whole world of humour that is so layered with irony that if you're not used to that or prescribed to those, it comes out as so shocking.
Because it's everything that you've been told is
everything.
the worst
so you
things you
cannot
can
believe
do.
that in my petticoat, is doing these Japanese accents.
Yeah,
so I
there's
didn't
an
care about.
identity.
Yeah, so that was
confusion.
interesting. Didn't care about that cancellation. But then this Malaysia thing, I kind of do agree that it was pretty fucked.
From
I think White Saviour maybe is getting thrown.
from who?
Matty Healy.
Yeah.
I think White Saviour is getting thrown around a lot these days, but that does seem kind of to a T White Saviour. Going to a kind of another country, screaming about their LGBT laws, and then even gay people in Malaysia are calling him out because it's like, you put me at threat. Because now having this conversation is actually going to make it more threatening to be a LGBT person in Malaysia because there's more of a spotlight on us.
Yeah,
And
that's
not
true.
understanding the complexities of that society, just coming in saying this is fucked, and then leaving, not having to deal with any of the consequences, That does seem a little bit fucked to me.
Yeah, it's interesting because the argument would be if you have a voice, use it for the right things. But you've got to think.
In my petticoat.
Yeah, and thus far he's decided to sing about chocolate. And seemingly this year he's now going for kind of Malaysian human rights, which is it?
It's a stepping
Chocolate.
stone.
It's clear.
Yeah.
In my petticoat. I think we should all think this should be UN conversation.
Yeah.
It's an interesting. Well, it's almost like it reminds me of the conversation we had about the World Cup when we were kind of talking about whether there should
Cultural
be an
relativism, stuff like that.
exporting rights to another country and whatever. And I am always one that we should. There's some rights that we should just hold and say you should be doing that. I don't really care about your culture. You shouldn't. It shouldn't be illegal to be gay. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's just whether it's going to be relevant for the 1975 to go up there. Is it going to do more harm than good? And it's clearly done more harm.
I think it's done more
in
harm.
reality. So, and and a lot of it is like, are you saying that for them or you?
That's what I feel.
It's a bit.
But
like,
then, he doesn't.
I don't think he's got a bad heart.
He doesn't strike me as that. Whoa, he just seems to be trying to constantly generate headlines every show.
Well, he does jokes, like, so
he's not
they
the most,
do
like,
this, and it is
virtue
quite
signaling.
funny that they did every show.
Yeah.
That there'll be a lull in the music, and he would kind of go on to talk about something, or he'll have a moment to speak, and he'll kind of mix it up every show, and then. So he'll kind of go, and that's, I don't think it's racist to say, and then the band would cut him off. That's funny. It's
good gear.
It's good. It's really good gear, and he was doing that every show. So he's kind of did that. He was a mix of irony. He does have some irony in him.
A lot of irony, but
But that wasn't ironic,
He's
but
sort of
he's
like-
trying to be a bit Harry Stylesy as well.
he might be like one of the first post-ironic celebrities, like pop stars, actually. So like mainstream pop stars, who is like
there's
just
almost-
drenched in post-irony.
Which is, Well, Lewis Capaldi is almost in that as well.
Yeah, sort of, but
There's some, but he doesn't. He takes them. Well,
it's hard
they're
to know.
similar.
They're similar. Something going
It's almost
on.
like they're taking it so seriously, but they're not taking it so seriously. Which is
Something's afoot, and we shall get to the bottom of it on the Patreon. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We wish you well, and Happy New Year.
keeping it realsies. Cool.
Nice.
We did 2.
Nice.
Nice.